Howdy folks, how's everybody doing? Today we're just going to do a few little odds and ends on this 69 Trailmaster 100 YL2. Been checking over the engine and everything's looking fairly decent. As you can see right here, let me zoom you in. Got the oil pump right there. I did spray some carb cleaner off of it, clean it up a little bit. And I mean, everything else looks good. What I'm going to do today is we're just going to take this side cover off because I want to put it in the parts cleaner, which I've got sitting right on the other side of my hand there, and clean the other cover up and get them ready to shoot some silver paint on. And then I've got the steam machine on the floor heating up so we can kind of flip this thing upside down, and it's pretty nasty up under there, and clean off some of it. In here though is the oil pump. This is the overflow tube, which is pretty stiff, and this is your oil feed line going in. This engine is very similar to the Trailmaster 80 and the Campus 60. So far, the only thing I can see different is the shifting mechanism, which let's go over here. Get my stuff out of the way here. Got you on the tripod. Okay, right here where my finger's pointing, that's the shifter. And if you remember on the Trailmaster, actually I'm looking at something here. Let me slide this chair out of the way. Kind of clean this stuff off. May have noticed a little crack in something. I don't know exactly what this piece here is, but it looks like it may be cracked. I don't know. That's the neutral switch right there where my finger's pointing. Actually, let me zoom you up. Let me get you up here. You can see where I'm pointing at. Right here, that's the neutral switch. So there must be something under here. We'll have to take that off at some point and see what's underneath it. I don't... that is not the same as the Campus 60 and the Trailmaster 80. So hopefully that is not an issue, because I don't even know what that part is called. So I'll have to look. But the shifting mechanism, back down here where my finger is, right there, this is definitely different than on the Trailmaster 80 and the Campus 60, because those two have that wonky mechanism, which on the Trailmaster I still have an issue with, which I need to go back and address because it likes to shift. Actually, it's just not even like really wanting to shift into gear now, but it was liking to not go from second to third. It would go second to fourth, and you have to upshift it. So obviously they changed this, and I do believe in this engine they changed it to where you can start the bike with the clutch engaged, whereas on the Campus 60 and the Trailmaster 80 you actually had to have the bike in neutral. You could not even have the clutch pulled in, otherwise it would just kick over and would not spin. This is the generator starter mechanism right there where my hand is, and this thing looks mint. Looks really great, clean. So I'm hoping there are no issues with that. But let's pop back over here to the other side. Let's see if we can get this cover off. And I was looking at a gasket kit because I'm going to need it. And I thought at one point I had got a gasket kit or something. And sure enough, I have a complete gasket kit for the, it says YL2. So here you go. So that'll speed up the putting back together process. And like I said, I just want to clean some parts up and then get this thing kind of back together before I really go and order other parts for it. Because if it's going to be toast, I don't really want to I got my eye on an exhaust system. It's not too bad. I think it's about $100 with shipping, and it looks in really good shape as opposed to the stock, the one that I got here, which is blown out in quite a few spots, and I don't think it's going to work. But before I buy that, I kind of want to make sure that I'm not going to have any other issues. Make sure I got decent compression. The original, get you lined up here. The original cylinder head was bored half over, but I do have from the box the original cylinder, and it's a standard bore, which I do have the piston. I got the pin, I got the roller bearing, got all that stuff. I spent some time cleaning off the surface right around here, where the gasket goes, and that's pretty much ready. So one thing I did notice is on these screws here, I don't know if this side cover has ever even been off this thing, because these screw heads are not torn up. So I'm guessing nobody's ever been inside this. But we got to take, actually, and well, I can crack these loose, but I need to take the oil pump off first. And that could be a little challenging. Let me get my JIS Phillips and see if we can loosen this. And I believe these, for the oil lines right here, I believe those are a 10 mil. So that come right off. This one comes right off. Yeah, comes right off. Loosen right up. So let me grab, it looks to be a 10 mil. Try to, no, that's not. It must be an 8. This has the original fiber washers, which I don't want to lose. I need to see if I can find a source for these. I know that Suzuki's use a metal washer, which appears to be the same size. See, that's going to crack right off there. I don't want that to crack. I need to grab a baggie to stick this in. Keep all my parts together. I'm not going to put this down into the ultrasonic. I don't even know if this technically has to come off. I can't remember. Am I missing another screw? Doesn't look like it. It's not coming loose. This actually may come off with the whole side. Make sure I'm not overlooking something. See a hunk of dirt in here. 8 cord. We'll send that for a ride. I don't, and I don't know if that washer kit has that. There should be a washer down, not a washer, but a, when I'm trying to get out gasket. It looks like there may be a gasket under there. But this bolts to the side of this housing. You know what, I'm just going to go ahead and put these screws back in here, because that may come off with the whole side. Not too terribly much going on in this video. Just wanted to take some things apart. I've got the gasket for the finally got the gasket for the TC 125. that I need to put on. The crank gasket on the magneto side. They're breaking free pretty easily. Let me see how crusted that is up in there. Let me get a tiny screwdriver so I can get some of that gunk out of it. That's pretty gunked up, filthy. That was not too horribly bad. Then we got one inside the case here. I think that one was loose. Yeah. Okay. Not yet. Okay, I think that's that. I think that's going to reach down there. Let's see. Okay, got that out. Let me get a little tray. Set these screws down into. So we got a long one there on the bottom. So when I go back to do this, I'll have to look back at this video to remember what went where. That's a short one. Another short one. Of course I know I'm going to have. I did drain the oil out of it. Another short one. Long one inside. Really long one inside the cover here. What are you doing, cat dog? What are you doing, Miss Daisy? Short one. And two, while we got this apart, we can... I see you, Daisy. Sorry, guys. Cat's nudging the stand. Okay, so we got that off there. Okay, am I missing anything? I don't believe that is the what I'm pointing at right here. This is the clutch lever mechanism, and then the oil pump cable comes down into here, which this piece was missing, but I had one from the other engines, so we're all good there. And while I'm doing this, when I pop this off, this setup is the same, identical. to the Trailmaster and the Campus. And on the Trailmaster, I keep having an issue of it leaking oil out of right here, and that's where the oil pump feeds the oil in. I've tried fiber washers, metal washers, and it's still leaking. So I think there is a gasket behind here, and that's what we're going to find out. I'm going to get me a mallet. Let's see if we can pop this cover off here. Probably not. It looks like it's stuck on here pretty good. And there is nowhere really to whack this thing. I want to make sure I got all the screws out of the bottom, which I don't see. I got that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. So yeah, I don't think this case has ever been off here, guys. I know I'm in the way. Cool. Pop it loose. There we go. Side cover is off. And most of the gasket. But we have a replacement gasket. And yeah, there's a little bit of wall down in there. Not a horrible amount. So while we're in here, okay, what I'm looking at is, I do not see, well, there might be one here. Yes, there is, as a matter of fact. There is a gasket right here where my finger is. And I'm wondering on the, here, I'll zoom you in. Right there, there is a rubber O-ring, and I don't see one up here because it's on the inside of the housing here. So we need to get new O-rings for this because they're not in the greatest of shape. But everything inside here is intact, looks clean. I don't see any metal shavings. That's always a good sign. Okay, we have the clutch right here, and let me give me a paper towel. Okay, so everything in here looks good other than having to scrape off all of this old gasket material, which I will not make you guys suffer through watching me do that. But it looks clean in here. Like I said, I didn't see no metal shavings. Just looking down in here, it looks like the clutch discs look fairly decent. Now, another thing to note is this one has 4 friction discs. Let me zoom you out so you can see what I'm looking at. I'm going the wrong way. There we go, right where my hand is. This has 4 friction discs, and that's what I've got in the 80, Trailmaster 80 and the Campus 60. And it's got the same style of screws here as the other bikes did. So that apparently is all the same. The kick mechanism looks very similar. And we know that works. So, okay, so we're just going to let that drain. And I'm going to turn this. Actually, I need to kind of get that crap out of there. And then we're going to set, I got the parts cleaner right there. We'll fire that up. Give me a pair of rubber gloves, and we'll clean that off. And then one thing I did want to do is kind of flip this thing the other way and see if my thing is heated up here. Yep, we are heated up. So let me grab me a pair of rubber gloves real quick. And we can go ahead, because this part's not oily. I do want to clean it, but it's not oily yet. So we can take this thing over here and put these rubber gloves on. I won't make you guys watch the whole process of using the steam cleaner on it. I don't even know how well it's going to work. Make sure I don't lose my stuff. Unfortunately, these engines are not that heavy, so I'll just leave it upside down there. I just kind of want to see how well this thing is going to clean some of this oil. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, not too well. I think I'm just going to have to attack that with brake cleaner. I mean, it works fine on lighter stuff, but if it's heavily greased up, yeah, that steam cleaner don't work too well. So it will be a combination of brushes and brake cleaner. And that ought to get that off fairly good. It's kind of cold outside, so I definitely don't want to be cheap gloves, man. I already ripped a hole in it. Okay, so now we'll just come over here and see if we can just clean up some of the oil off of this. Instead of using a ton of brake clean. It's not doing too bad of a job. But ultimately I'll end up just cleaning this as best I can. And then put some wax and grease remover on it. I'll get all this heavy stuff off, obviously, and rough it up with Scotch-Brite pad. And we'll put some silver paint on it. I just gotta use a combination of screwdrivers and whatnot to get all this oil off of here. The brake parts cleaner works pretty good. Well, I'll put it in the kitchen sink. Clean it off with some hot Dawn water. And I'm going to need to order the shift gasket bushing so it don't leak. So basically, if it's got a gasket on it, it's going to be replaced. Now under here is pretty nasty. Like a pert near set. If I took that, I don't want to do it without taking. I'd have to take that generator off. But this will clean up pretty good. It's already coming off pretty good. that screwdriver and get the big chunky stuff. Just knock it loose. I don't think my tripod will go any taller so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just moving the oil pump around so I can get this brush into that wheel, get all that gunk out of there. I may not even paint this thing. Just depends on how well it turns out. And you let this stuff hit long enough and it seems to be taking it off fairly well. Probably use a little stiffer brush, but that's what I got, so I'll lift it up here in a sec, show you the progress I'm making. It's actually coming pretty clean, guys. So you can see right here, it's looking pretty good. Pretty satisfied with those results. I'm going to be flinging parts cleaner on the camcorder. Probably ought to get me a new thing of parts cleaner. I've had this stuff for freaking ever. But it still gets the job done. Of course, I probably ought to put it through a strainer, get all the crap out of it. Now, I'll show you the other side when we commence to doing it. Yeah, I may just leave it. Take the oil thing out. Give it a clean. Close that. All right, I think aside from scraping off the gasket material, you know, which I'm kind of half wondering if letting it sit down in this stuff would help loosen it up, but this side's not bad to get because it's flat. So let that, we'll get a big paper towel. Ah, missed a spot. Just a couple spots. Well, guys, I think that's looking pretty good. Like I said, I'll end up putting it in the kitchen sink, you know, and hit it with well, actually I'll just clean it up first and see how we're looking to see if it is going to need paint. Of course, if I want it to look pretty, then yeah, I'll bet my pump down there is getting gunked up. Okay. Let's get another paper towel to set that down on. Okay. Let's see if we can scoop this down just in here. We don't want to lose that screw. So I'm putting that screw for that oil line back in. So I need to round up those O-rings. You know what? I can check the Harbor Freight kit and see if it's got any that'll fit, because I'm sure they're not going to be cheap to buy. Okay, so we got that piece. Now here is the inside to the other side, and you can see it's pretty nasty. Yeah, I think I need to strain my cleaner stuff out. Or take my thing off and submerge this and let it sit for a bit, because it's pretty caked up down in here. I think I may do that. Yeah, I know, I hear you. You're saying, Greg, just put it in the ultrasonic. You're absolutely right, and I will put this in the ultrasonic, probably, but I kind of want to see, before I go that route, is if this thing will clean up. Who am I kidding? I'm going to throw paint on it, because I'm not going to be happy with the way it's looking. Like you see right here, right through here. I'm not going to be satisfied with that, but I do want to try a test and see if sitting this thing down and letting it sit for a while, if it will help loosen up some of this oily stuff. It might. I don't know. I've never done it. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn that off. And we can get our brush out of here. Alright, I'm going to let that sit a little bit, guys. Okay, so let's move over to the desk. I'm going to have to attack underneath this with the carb cleaner. And I really need to look at straining this into another container and get all this oil and gunk down in here. Alright, so, okay, what else do we want to do? Let me zoom you out. You're zoomed out. I know I kind of showed you guys the bike, and what I wanted to show you was this right here is the solenoid. And solenoid? No? Yeah, regulator. This wiring here, if I can see right there, that's going to need a new end on it. It's pretty chewed up. And, you know, I need to look. The tank is in fairly decent shape. Yeah, the tank is in decent shape. The coil, I don't know if I showed that. I can't remember. I'll do too many things. The coil is sitting up inside there, and this is the other end of it. I'm going to reach out to a guy on eBay and see if he can make a key. I'm going to do some cleaning on this and see if the number matches the number that is on the front lock, the steering lock. So that's where we are with that. Now we're going to move over here and aim you right there at my beer. And we're going to take this carb apart. I need my Phillips back. So we got the parts sitting down in there. I did get the head gasket. That came in. So I'll be good to go once I get this thing cleaned up to put the head back on it. I need to order some Dicom marking stuff because I want to make sure that the head is smooth. Okay, so what we're looking at here, guys, is your carb. This is the same exact carb that is on the Trailmaster 80 and the Campus 60. Looks the same to me. What you're looking at here, right here, that is the choke. That's where this thing goes, and it does not fit down in there too well. This one's pretty rough. I do have a carb kit, and I have a bunch of pieces for this, so and that is where the cable goes down for the choke. Your idle adjustment is right here, this long stem that goes down inside. That's how you adjust the idle. Your air fuel mixture is right here. And as a matter of fact, what do I do with that tiny screwdriver? Need to see what it is currently set to. That thing's disgusting. So, half, 1.5, if that. This I will put down into the ultrasonic. I'll probably do that tomorrow. That thing is pretty corroded. But I think those parts are in that other kit. Your oil line is right here, and your fuel line is right there. We'll go ahead and take the top off. And the slide looks in good shape. The pin looks in good shape, which is nice because I don't even know if you can get those things anymore. And then once we put it into the ultrasonic, I have some of that Aluma Bright. We'll, sorry, wrong one. we'll dip it in there, clean it back up, or hopefully brighten it back up. I have not had this carb apart yet, so honestly, it doesn't look to be in too bad a shape. It's a little rusty. The bolts are rusty. Clean those up, but it doesn't look too horribly bad, other than that choke, which I could probably just clean up with a, I don't know, a pair of, a little bit of 800 grit. Clean it up. Come right off. Huh. Yeah. I got a little crusties in here, but it moves. Bottom of the bowl isn't too bad. I'm gonna have to take this. I don't know if that one's gonna reach down there. Pilot yet? That ain't wanting to move, man. I know at one point, and I don't know what I did with it. I'm gonna have to try to find it. Was it this one? I took one of my screwdrivers and ground it down for this purpose. Tell you what, let me shoot some PB Blaster down in here real quick, guys. If I can find my PB Blaster. Okay, so we got that, and then I'm gonna need a socket so we can get the main jet out. Okay, that did the trick. I don't even know if these things have numbers on them. I don't see any numbers on it. Let's see here. Put the old glasses on here. I don't know, but I can't see through it. I'm looking. Yeah, it's clogged. And then, what is this size? Well, I can see through that. And I'm guessing that comes out. And that looks to be an 8. Yeah, it is. I just hope that look clean. I don't know if those are going to come out of there, man. Those pins. I know I had something. That's probably going to be too big. Tell you what, because I do got to get that float needle out of there. This actually, I don't know if that's going to show up, but right there, the pin, right there where my finger is, that looks chewed up on that side. I just hope this thing, I hope the floats don't have any holes in them, but that's not, definitely needs cleaned. The gasket, which I do have a replacement, it just broke anyway. Excuse me. I'll leave that in there for the time being. Let's see if we can just tap on this with this drill bit. Oh, it did come out. We'll clean that. We'll clean those. Whoa. Okay. What do you see with that? Let's see now. That is not really wanting to come back up. I hope that kit has that in there. Not sure. If not, I think the carb rebuild kit for these is like 30 bucks. Whoa. That's a bit crusty too. So we'll take the washer off, put that in there, and we are pretty much ready to clean this. Oh my God, it reeks in here, guys. Tell you what, if you've got a propane heater like I do, whenever you spray carb cleaner or you use these cleaners and stuff, my God, it makes it reek so bad in here. Nasty. Okay, let's see. What else are we going to cover tonight? I think that's pretty much it. We can check the progress on this part we have down here. See if that loosened it up any. Then we'll have to go properly. It's helping. That's been sitting there for however long we had the we're doing the carb. So I'll let it sit in here a little bit longer and asphyxiate myself with the fumes from the propane heater. That's the only downside to propane. I got the electric one here. A lot of times if I'm doing stuff like this, I will turn the electric one on. I'll show you what I'm talking about. That there, that's my vent-free propane heater. I've got it tied into the pig for the house. But whenever you spray anything like the carb cleaner or use chemicals like this, it has something to do with, I guess, it being vent-free. And man, it gets nasty. So I'll probably just turn it off here in a minute. But then I have a 221 right up there. But electric here is ridiculously expensive. So the propane's a lot cheaper. All right, so the steam cleaner is a no on the bottom here. But if we take some carb cleaner, which I just turned the logs off, and spray down in here. See, then I can use my little brush here. So that's really caked on there. Tell you what, I'll probably end up having to do is tomorrow I'm gonna I'll drain this oil out and see what I can do to, well, get a scraper, spray it and scrape it. You know, that's about all you can do. I think I took my screwdriver. Got this little one here. Yeah, that stuff's caked on there pretty thick. So I'm gonna have to scrape at it first, guys, and then I can hit it with the brake cleaner. We'll get this cleaned up. I won't make you watch that very tedious, long, boring process, but we'll get it clean. Clean as we'll get. Yeah, that's some thick stuff under there, man. But no worries, we'll get it done. Okay, so I think for now, I think we're gonna wrap that part up. This is the piece, this piece right here, I need for the other side. Ridiculously expensive, you know. So I'm keeping my eye out for that. The rest of it, though, believe it or not, it's not in horrible shape. Yeah, these shocks are, the shocks are in horrible shape. Those definitely need to be replaced. There are springs under this boot, the boots here for the front forks. See, you can see what I'm seeing. I can see what you're seeing. There are some springs in here. These boots are not actually horrible, so I may just keep and clean them. Once I get to the point to where I'm gonna start taking this thing apart, and it was red. Somebody must have painted it black. But, and I think I may go back with red. I haven't quite decided. But, get this off, clean these up. I'm not gonna worry about chroming them. What I was actually thinking about doing is on this, am I seeing, are you seeing? No, yeah, kind of here. Let's see, let's move you up here a little bit. Right there, this tank. The tank's chromed, and I need to get hold of Dale and kind of find out, get a ballpark figure of how much it costs to have this stuff chromed. I am not going to make this a show bike. Obviously, I'm going to restore it and I want to clean it up. But you know what I was thinking, and I don't know how well it would work. Obviously, this tank needs to be sanded down. It is horribly pitted bad, but that's easy enough done. But maybe maybe some chrome vinyl. Kind of figure out, you know, this pattern here, and I don't know. I mean, that may or may not work. I don't know how well. I mean, you have to cut these lines pretty darn good in order to do that. And I don't have a steady enough hand to do that. Or just paint it all one color, clean it up, and just paint it, you know, red, whatever. I mean, I could tape it off and paint it a different color. I could use that Eastwood chrome crap, although it don't look like chrome. So, I don't know, that's for down the road. This is going to take a bit, and I really need to get back onto the TC 125, get that running, and get that behind me because, yeah, when I get to that point, I will kind of go over my discouragement I've had with that bike, which I don't even know if it was me. So, but I'll kind of explain what I did and, you know, my screw up and why it's been sitting here for so long with me not doing anything with it. But anyway, this will be, I guess we'll do this as part one. I'll get the engine cleaned up. We'll come back to that. I gotta look for those O-rings that I know I'm going to need. I need to get the seals for the shift shaft seal, and I'll just go over the engine and see what other seals I'm going to need. And I need to look at my box of parts because for the Trailmaster and stuff, because I may have those seals already, some new ones. So I'm good at buying things and putting it somewhere and then finding it and then ordering it again. So while I could not find it. So anyway, we will wrap this part up, part one. And part two will be, hopefully you'll see a nice clean engine. I don't think you guys need to see me rattle can paint the side covers if I so choose to do that. But we will, next time you come back here, which will be pretty much a blink of an eye, we will hopefully have made some more progress, at least on the engine. I'm not so much worried about the body right now, the frame and all that stuff, although I do still need to try to source the left handle part because that's broke off. So I'll look at that. I'll look for one of those, and then stay tuned for part two. So thanks for watching. See you here soon. All right, back again. You know, they say everybody likes these unboxing videos, so we're going to unbox this engine and see what shape it's in. I do not have high expectations. obviously they're not too easy to come by. I've been looking at a L5, LH5, something like that, on eBay, and it wasn't the exact engine for it, so airbox, air hose, and I might be able to heat that up or soften it up, make it work. Let's see if we so we got a bunch of zip ties down here. I'm just let me give me a pair of side cuts. It's boxed okay. Wouldn't say it's the greatest. Hopefully nothing got damaged, cracked. Nothing. Box it in here pretty good. Let's see here. Zip tied. Do it fits. Let's take that off. I know the anticipation is killing you. It's killing me. I know it's missing a side cover, but I think I have the side cover. My table is rolling away on me. I need to put some locking things on that. Better than it looks. But that part's off. Okay, what else we got here? So we have that zip tie. Yes, it is. Back up here. Keep rolling away. Let me lift this off here. There we go. It's actually a pretty good box. I think I'm going to keep that, and I may ship off one of the CT90 engines to this guy I was watching on YouTube. And he does vapor blasting, and he'll rebuild it, which I'm perfectly capable of rebuilding it, but that way I can focus on the frame, painting it, and doing all that stuff, and have somebody else deal with the engine part. And he said it was locked up or froze up, so what I'm going to do is let me get a couple sockets here, and we will pop the top off here. Give me that magic. Only because I leave myself laying on the floor. Let's see if we can pop this head off here. And like I said, I don't have high expectations, but just looking at it, he did mention that there was a hole in this cover here, which, like I said, I may have one in my parts box, which I know that's access to where the carb would sit, but these carbs, the adjustments should be on the top of it. So, but anyway, so let's flip it up this way. Take a look, see if we see any cracks or other damage. No, I'm not seeing anything. Definitely a bit gunky. Well, I see the piston. It's a bit rusty inside the exhaust port, but you know, nothing that a burr tip won't clean up. And let's see what that is. Some sort of drain. That looks intact. It's only got one set of points. And actually, those don't look too bad. So, anyway, let's continue on. Let's make some progress here. So we got that one loose. And it looks like somebody hit the coils on there. Got an attempt to break it free. Or it's just leaking out because it looks pretty fresh. He did state one of the fins was broke. Let's see which one broke. Oh, this one here is kind of cut out. Let me get my rubber mallet. Gas while I'm over here, and TV blaster. Let's see what you can come up with. Okay. That's off. Whoops. Alright, let me bring the tripod over. We'll kind of take a look down here. See what we're looking at. And grab a flashlight. Okay, so we got a flashlight. So let's go over here and see if we can take this camera and zoom in on the head. Ooh. Well, let's see here. Let's get screwdriver here. Definitely got a little bit of crusties in here, a little bit of rusty. Looks like somebody definitely tried to shoot some oil down in here. So what we can do is I need a Kickstarter. Let's see here if this will work. we'll just use this to knock it. Definitely ain't moving. So, this is, see if I can zoom in there, get you guys a good view of this engine here. And so get my stupid light to work. Whoa, we're going down. Okay, so let's see here. You can see all the crustiness right around in there. I could use a honing tool to kind of clean that cylinder up. And that should, definitely got some rust on it, but I got some tools to clean that up. So let's take it and set it like this. See if we can, see if it'll stay. And what I'm going to do is see if the camera is showing what I'm showing. No. So let's back up a little bit here. Zoom out. There we go. This is the process I have used before. I just use MAP gas. I'm going to heat this piston up in this wall. Stay up there. Okay, now take some PB Blaster while it's still getting hot. Squirt that down in there. We'll let it soak a little bit. See if it'll make its way not out the exhaust port. That's not where I want it to go. Shove that in there. So I'm going to let that sit for a minute. And I could try to... I really don't want to bang on the case. I really don't want to put a whole lot of pressure on the Kickstarter either. So I will let this sit for a minute, soak, and then I will come right back. Let's make sure this thing don't fall over on me. I'm parked up there. Alright, so that is the engine. So, and I do see the oil injection unit sitting down inside there. See if I can zoom in on that. You can see the oil injection unit. It's there. So, hoping I can get this cleaned up and get it unseized. Hopefully it is just, it feels like it's just hopefully just stuck inside here, and get that broke free, and then I can clean up the head and kind of further assess the rust issue in here. But hit it with some sandpaper, hit it with my honing tool, and see what that does. Let's see here. So let's give it a little more heat. Get some flamage going, guys. Everybody has their own little tricks for doing this. But this MAP gas don't get as hot as the cylinder is going to get, so I ain't worried about melting anything. I used it on the TC-185. It was froze up. I did this a few times and I was able to break it free, but at least with that bike I had the back wheels on it, so I could just actually spin the chain. I could spin the front sprocket. That way I didn't. I'm kind of seeing a gap in there. There is a gap there. Okay, where is that going? Oh, it must be some sort of port for this thing. Let's see if I can bear a sec. Somebody definitely put oil down in it. Let's see here. So we've got it hot. Let's see what we got here. Are we still down here? I'm hoping for success, guys. Keep your fingers crossed. Not that hot. So let's see here. Paper towel here. I'm going to take a look, a little bit better look. Let's see. Tell you what, I'm going to just be on the safe side. I'm going to get a little razor blade in case there's a little ridge of rust there. Turn that off so I stop blinding me, you, and everybody else. I can kind of scrape around that. That's definitely good. I'm going to get a longer razor blade. I'm seeing a gap there. I sure hope this crank is not froze. But if it is, at least I got a whole engine that I can use as a reference. I've got the other engine for this, but it's in parts. And I did look to see if I could find a document online. I think I found one, but let's see here. Let's get a little more squirt. I'm seeing seepage around that. It's going somewhere. There's the exhaust port. And it's definitely going down somewhere. So let's try. I'm going more. It's too short. Actually, no, that may. Fall over. Get another hammer. Could try and we have movement. Okay, that is a sign of life, and it cranks moving. So let me come over here to my piece of junk wood. Make sure you guys can still see all this action. There we go. I'm going to try to tap it off the piston. See that piston moving out of there. I can't really tell. Let's try. Spray the crap out of this stuff. Let's see if we can flip it over upside down here. And we really need another piece of wood to block that up off the table. What do we got here? Where can we put this thing? Put that right there. This one. Well, that was pretty good. Of course, I got PB Blaster all over my hands. But it is definitely budging. Oh, so close. It's getting there. Am I hitting you? I think I am. I'll keep that. Get a different camera. There we go. We're back on target. This would make an excellent wood splitter. It is just about out of there. So close. Piston's out. Here we go, guys. Fuzz. Let me see if I can actually see over here. I can't see crap. Okay, that's actually not too bad. I don't know if you guys can see here. It was pretty good and rusted up. Rusted all around through here, under here, but it is off. So now let's take some breaking free in there, that's for sure. That may be in gear. Tell you what though, definitely got some crusties in there. That's good that froze up. I don't think that's a keeper. I think we're just going to have to get rid of that. I think I can get this thing spinning. See that, guys? Look at that. Oh, crank is good. Look at that. Pretty, oh, pretty stoked. All right, now, like I said, I was searching all over the place. This happened to be about 45 minutes from where I live, and unbelievable. The guy was asking 38 bucks for it, and like 35 bucks shipping. So, and it is a, VIN is an L2 507748. So that is a should be the Trailmaster 100 engine, which is free. So now what I will do, obviously this thing needs some serious cleaning, and I'll go ahead and run. I'll load it up with diesel fuel. And swash it around, drain it out, run some oil in it, drain it out, keep doing that process several times, and that'll free that up. I will order a piston kit, and I will get the honing tool and see if I can kind of clean this and smooth this out without taking too much off of it. Worst case, just take a little bit more off of it and get an oversized 1/over piston. It don't look too bad. I mean, it should clean up pretty good. I mean, I don't know if you guys can really see down here. Let's see here. Let's see if I can, because I can't really see. Okay. You can see there's definitely some scoring. It feels smooth though. A little rough spot right. I don't know if you can see it. Right there, kind of to the right of where that gap is. And then, but I think that's mainly just because that's where the piston was sitting down at. I should be able to knock that out of there. Yeah, I'll try that first. No biggie. But the cylinder head itself looks pretty good. That'll clean up just fine. So we are good there. And I am just pretty freaking stoked that this thing is spinning over. Shoot some PV blast right here and let this sit overnight. The crank journals look good. Load this thing up. Yeah, man, this thing's spinning really good now. I can see down there, it's definitely a little crusty, but it feels pretty smooth when it's spinning over. So, alright, now, I'm just going to let that sit tonight. Excuse me, I'll pour some diesel down in it. Let that wash around. Had a YZ85 that had been sitting outside for the better part of 5-6 years, 7 years, who knows. And the jug had been taken off of it. So, and there was no tarp on it, no covers, and the whole inside of the case was filled with water. And I was able to get it unstuck. Obviously I drained all the water out of it, filled it full of diesel fuel, let it sit, and PB blaster, and I was able to finally break it free. And then I was able to, then I would just go around without the piston, just had the, the rod on, and I would take wire wheel or wire and stuff and clean up the crank journals, and I'll be damned, that thing runs like crazy. That bike just tries to kill you. So I was pretty happy with that, and like I said, everybody does things different, but the MAP gas works great for me. You've seen, obviously, this thing was good and stuck, so just heat it up and spray it with PB blaster, let it cool down a little bit, heat it up, do that a few cycles, and it makes that metal expand and contract, so then it can suck that PB blaster down into the sides of the pistons and work great. So I'm pretty happy. That bike out there is going to be one hell of another project, but I wish I haven't called that home place yet, but about the chroming, but it looks like there's fresh oil down here. That's the one big thing I have problem with these bikes, is getting some of these parts chromed that were back in the day. A lot of them, they just had chrome all over them, chrome on the tanks, chrome on the fenders, and that stuff's kind of expensive to re-chrome. So, but I'm still waiting, because let me spin you around here. This is the Campus 60, and as you can see, it's all black. I mean, it's all back together and it's ready to go. I mean, it ran before. I did put a new clutch in it, which that's another thing. But the whole outside part of this, the top parts, I'll tape off and leave that the gloss black. Take the cap off, and you spray this chrome. I think Easy Chrome is one company that has it, but it was too expensive, and you had to buy their paint. So I got this from Eastwood, and it was, I don't know, $100. And I'm gonna tape. Like I said, I'll tape off this part here, so that'll remain black. I'll tape off this stuff here because it's only 8 ounces. You don't get a whole lot. So I'll tape off this so it's just black too. And then the rest of this outer part here, I'm going to chrome. So, but that's another video. Like I said, this is my unboxing for today. I'm pretty damn stoked. I like it when it's not something serious. I ain't got to split the case. So, I mean, worst case, I would have split the case, but I'd rather not do that. So, anyway, I'm going to pause it for here, and then, like I said, I'm going to soak the innards with diesel, and I'll drain all that out, and I'll do that several times, make sure it's nice and clean, and it's coming out clean, and I'm not getting no particles and stuff in it. And then I'll start cleaning it up. I'll check the gears, make sure that the gear shifter is actually functioning. So, and then we'll take it from there. So stay tuned.